oh, I've had physio, it didn't work for me. Now this is something I've heard many times over. I'll have someone contact me and say, can I book in for a sports massage? And then they'll tell me a little bit about their story behind their problem. And then I'll say, well, maybe you need to work out what's going on with this before you just do a massage on it. And they'll say, no, I've had physio before, it didn't work for me. And this is really interesting because it's interesting on a few different levels. One, it's like physio is just this one thing, right? Straight away you're like, it's not, and therefore to just say physio didn't work is strange. The other thing is the way it's worded, which is often worded this way, it implies it's a passive entity. It means like, you know, they did physio to me, it didn't work for me. But actually physio is a complementary component with a person. So you've got potentially hands-on modalities, but you've got the active engaging the person to do what they need to do. So they need to understand their problem, manage their problem correctly, the right advice around that problem, the right exercises, the right rehab progression, everything that comes around what you're imparting the information to the patient means it's a collaborative component, and therefore you can't say I've had physio. You do your physio with your physio and away from your physio sessions. It's kind of a more complete and total thing. And I already think when I hear that person say to me, I've had physio and it didn't work, I'm like, that means you've had the wrong physio. Like, it's not the right approach that they must have taken if they've done everything to you but not given you anything to do. Plus as well, get 100 physios, you get 100 different opinions, 100 different approaches, 100 different ways of going about it. And therefore, everyone is different, every physio is different, every person is different, people work better with different people. There's so many reasons why that sentence is very throwaway, very complete and definitive, and it doesn't work that way. I often say it's a little bit like me trying bangers and mash and saying, don't like bangers and mash. So therefore, when someone says, do you like English food? I say, no, I don't like English food. They're like, well, what have you tried? Bangers and mash. Is that it? Yeah. What, so now I don't like all English food because I've tried bangers and mash and I didn't like it? No, that's crazy. The amount of different foods that are in English food cuisine is ridiculous, and therefore it's like me saying I don't like Chinese food from trying one or two dishes. It's immense, and therefore I can't be so categorical about something. And it's really interesting that people often think this way about physio. You wouldn't think this way about doctors. You know, you go to see a doctor and you don't agree with them, you might go see another doctor rather than saying, that's it, the entirety of medicine, I've tried it, it doesn't work for me. You just think, well, no, it doesn't work quite that way. So I always feel interested with this kind of statement, and I do encounter this sort of way of thinking a lot. Now, whether I'm just talking to a brick wall right now, of course, with this is another question, but it's an interesting way to try and change the way that physio is perceived by the general population. It needs to have that kind of joint approach. It needs to not be done to you, it needs to be done with you and guided with you. And therefore, that's more what physiotherapy is, as opposed to being done to you. So interesting kind of one I thought I'd just broach the subject on today. So yeah, like I say, don't tar every physio and every approach in physiotherapy from one experience. You need to sometimes go and see a few different people. People have different ideas, different areas of expertise, different modalities, different ways of approaching exercise. You know, you name it, it's so varied, it's untrue. And that's just within my niche of physiotherapy, never mind the entirety of physiotherapy as a profession, which is massive, from respiratory to neurology, you name it, it's massive. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.